Ready?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, are we ready to go? Fine. Right.
Okay. So, do you like watches, sir?
Definitely. Who will not like watches?
Okay. So, which are your most preferred brands?
Rado, Rolex, Omega. You ask me the
Okay.
costlier brands, obviously that will be
Yes.
the best thing. Okay.
It's a fashion statement, sir, wearing a watch.
Definitely,
Yes, sir.
obviously.
So, I recently met this watchmaker. So, as he was going ahead with his craft, he said he was complaining of some pain in the neck and his arms. So, is there anything he can do as he's working on a daily basis to prevent progression to this stage?
Exactly. See, that is what it is, na? So, spine, no, I always tell many of my patients, treat your spine like a baby, right? You pamper your babies, pamper your spine. And that is what is neglected on a daily basis. I'll tell you the one of the most neglected organ or part of your body is your spine. It is abused, over abused, neglected.
In what way, sir?
See, it's about the postures.
Yes, sir.
Postures of your day-to-day activities or in your day-to-day routine, whatever you do, whether it is at your house or your office or whatever it is. Postures, simple aspect, as simple as postures, makes a huge impact on a person's life, particularly when it comes to spine. So when we are talking about postures, here we have beautiful spine models here.
Yes, sir. Now we have a lot of conflicting information on the internet, a lot of conflicting information from various physiotherapists. So what is the correct way to maintain the curvature and posture of the spine, sir?
Yes. So again, as I was saying, these models are so beautifully depicting the curvature. So when we are seeing about the curvature of the spine, see this is the neck, this is the upper back, lower back, right? So if you see, this is the curvature. Neck is like this, curved forward when you're standing. So neck is curved forward, upper back is backwards, and then the lower back is again slightly forwards. So this is the natural curvature. See, the spine has both, we call anteroposterior, that is from the frontal view, and from the lateral side, that means from the side view, curvatures are different. So this is about, when you see lateral surfaces, from the side if you see, this is the curvature of the spine. So the whole concept of spine health is to maintain this curvature.
Yes.
Neck curved to forwards, upper back backwards, and again the lower back slightly forwards. You maintain this posture in whatever position you are doing or whatever work you are doing, that's it. Now, it's not just about the posture. As I said, when I have
May I interrupt you, sir?
Yeah.
Is this curvature the same in all individuals, or is it different in different individuals?
That is exactly the point here, okay?
Yes,
so because thin individuals and thick, like obese or slightly overweight individuals, lot of difference. Kids it's different, older people it's different, pregnant ladies is different. So each age group or each sex, these or the size of the patient, height of the patient, all these things decide the curvatures. But whatever it is, finally you have to understand that this curvature has to be maintained as much as possible. And spine is a skeletal, it's a bony structure. So skeletal system has muscles and bones. Strength of bones is always because of muscles. Strength of muscles will be derived from bones because blood supply comes from bones, right? So they both are equally important. So if we have to maintain a good strength of any bone, or particularly now we are talking about spine strength, muscles around the spine also have to be strong. So these are called the core muscles.
So according to you, Ananth, sir, the three core fundamental principles in maintaining a good spine health is maintaining the spine curvature, strengthening your core, and avoiding excessive strain on your core and back.
Yeah.
So how do we maintain the curvature of the spine on a daily basis?
So starting from these 3 points, we'll discuss in detail one by one, right? Yes. So first of all, how to maintain proper curves, right? So this sounds more scientific or a medical kind of thing. So rather we can put it as the best thing is postures. So the most important aspect is to maintain proper postures in your day-to-day activity or even when you are at work. So for example, now I am sitting. So when I am sitting, you can see that I am sitting while I am sitting. So I am sitting towards the back of the chair.
Am I sitting properly?
Kind of, but you are slouching a bit.
Okay.
We can always change that. So point is, your back has to be hitting the the back of the chair, and the chair should have natural curvature. For example, if you see executive chairs, most of the offices have executive chairs. So the executive chairs have a curvature in the back, if you see, and also they'll have an additional neck rest.
Yes.
It is very beautifully ergonomically designed, which many people don't put to use.
And the neck can be adjusted, the height can be adjusted, right?
Yes, so because each person is, some people are tall, some people are short. So according to your requirement, the headrest can be adjusted. So these are beautifully designed ergonomically, which means to suit the working pattern, right? So you should sit towards the back of the chair and align your back along the curvature of the chair, so that your back is at rest. So you should not put too much emphasis on curving your back, but then it should align along the curvature of the chair, right? And neck straight, chin up, slightly neck straight, and then your ears at the level of the shoulders straight again in the axis of the body, right? When you're sitting, this is about sitting. And then your elbows, either it is 90 degrees or 120 degrees, right? 90 degrees or 120 degrees. And then particularly when you're talking about software people, so they constantly work with mouses, right? For them, the screen should be at the level of the eyes or slightly below the level of the eyes, okay? So that, they should not be seen like this.
Yeah, that's
right?
my next question.
This is an important point.
Yes.
So they should not be seeing like this. So they should be seeing like this. They should be sitting straight, seeing like this. And for that, the table has to be here, very closer to them. And then the mouse has to be here, and the hand should be either at 90 degrees or 120 degrees, and then hand should be closer to the body. The more farther they keep their hand, this is going to strain the neck and the shoulders. So keep your hand closer to the body and work with the mouse. And when you're sitting here, your shoulder, your hips, the thighs, again should be at 90 degrees to the floor, like parallel to the floor, okay? The hip should be at 90 degrees to your spine, and parallel to the thigh should be parallel to the floor. Knee should be perpendicular again, and then the feet relaxed on the ground. So for that, if a person is shorter, they can take some stools or tables under your feet, so that your legs or your lower limbs are not dangling in the air. So they have to be well supported, and the ankles also should be at 90 degrees to your knees, and closer by, not wider stance. So this posture while sitting.
Yes, sir, but it's difficult to keep maintaining that posture in the same position for a long period of time. So do you suggest breaks in between, as if someone's working on a computer or watching
that is where we were about to come to the next point. So for example, we were discussing about the curvature, core, and overstraining, right? The third aspect, overstraining, you rightly said here. Yeah, as you said, you are not a doll, or you are not a showcase piece. You cannot maintain the same thing forever, right?
So however soft my chair is, I will move slightly this way, I will move slightly this way.
You have to. Point is, if you sit in a constant posture forever, that is again straining. You cannot do that. So not from, as long as your spine takes or your body takes, do that. Once your spine or body starts feeling the aches or fatigue, take a break. Go out, stretch your neck, stretch your back, stretch your body. Walk around, take a break, come back and sit. You have to take breaks, you have to do stretches to avoid overstraining of the core. Otherwise, that is again going to complicate issues. So as much as posture is important, taking breaks is also equally important, because you don't want to strain your core. Right? So this is about sitting postures.
Sir, okay, but what about standing, sir? We spoke about sitting posture, the correct posture. What about standing?
Standing, again, the same thing, curvatures, right? So slouching, one most troublesome posture for your spine is slouching, like this posture. Drooping of your shoulders, bending your upper back is one important thing that is advised not to do, right? Here again, the same thing, if you have to maintain the curvatures of the spine, God has naturally given these curvatures of the spine because humans are bipedal, meaning we walk on two legs, okay? So to walk on two legs, God has given us these curvatures. And our hands, legs, the symmetry has been beautifully created by God. Now if you see apes, chimpanzees, gorillas, orangutans, their hands are usually very long and heavy. To bear these long and heavy hands, if you see the chimpanzees and gorillas walk like this. We are evolved from them, right? So for us to stand, we have been created by God to stand straight.
Yes.
So that's the reason why our our upper limbs have become shorter, more sophisticated, sleeker.
Yes, sir.
Right? So to give that curvature. So for monkeys or apes, curvature will be like this, whereas for humans, curvature is already like this because we have evolved like that.
Yes, sir.
So to maintain that, again, the same thing: chin up, ears parallel to your shoulders, your shoulders in line with the body, not forward in front of your body, in line with your body, and then stand straight, keep your back straight, and then your pelvis, your hips should be in line with your shoulders, and then your legs straight, foot when you're standing, feet, both the feet slightly lateral like this with some amount of gap, and keep your legs, thighs in a straight line, ankles perpendicular, right? Perpendicular to the legs. And then footwear also is important. So again, for bipedal organisms, like we are bipedal, we walk on 2 feet. So if you have ever noticed, our feet actually have curves.
Yes, sir.
Under the surface.
Yes, sir.
Right? So these curves have been created by God because we have to stand in a straight posture. So to maintain those curves in the feet, you have soles which are given curve. Nowadays, thankfully, many footwear are coming with natural curves in the sole. That maintaining the curves of the sole is also very important because many people who have flat feet always have difficulty in balancing, and because of the difficulty in balancing, they tend to slouch and they tend to have subsequent spine problems. Flat foot is a very common harbinger for subsequent spine issues.
If you may interrupt, sir, flat foot people are supposed to be lucky. Superstition wise, especially the females. So,
oh, is it? This I had no idea. But to be very frank, if the curvature of foot is not maintained, that is actually going to take a toll on your spine.
On your spine. Okay.
So you should always prefer using soles which give that curvature to your feet, because that is also because finally the whole weight of your body is borne by your 2 feet. So if the feet curvature of the feet is not proper, then your spine is going to take the toll. So this is about the standing posture.
So now let's say some person has some problem with his feet. Let's say he had a fracture, he had a surgery or something, and he's not able to distribute his weight like you described on both his feet equally. Can that affect the spine?
Definitely. You know what? One of the most common reasons why we get spine patients in our OPD or clinics is, commonly, if you have observed, most of the time the lower back issues are primarily seen in older people. Yeah?
Yes.
You know the reason for that? As the age progresses, core becomes weak. Their postures change. They start slouching. And their joints start hurting. So they develop arthritis of the knees or ankle. So with age, this is what happens. So these affect the posture. And that is why this is called degeneration. So this degeneration affects the spine, of course, but then the posture with age also changes, and that is actually going to add on to the already existing degeneration, like with age, wear and tear with age. So that's why all these spine wear and tear problems are more commonly seen in older age groups. And polio patients, many times patients with polio, many patients of polio come with spine problems because of the limp that they have, particularly lower limb polio, because of the limp that they have over a long term, that toll is taken by the spine, and many times polio patients inevitably land up with spine issues. So again, as I said, the core is important. Core is contributed by the pelvis. This is pelvic bone, which means hips.
Yes, sir.
Hips are a very essential part of your core. So when the hips are not strong, for whatever reason it is, spine health is again going to take a toll. And one of the most important reasons why polio patients will have is problem with the core, including hips and also the legs.
Yes, sir. So now a person with any disability or a problem in the leg, it can affect the spine. So the spine, from my basic understanding, from the way you have described it so beautifully, is a continuous beam-like structure. So any strain on the back, the strain will continue on the neck. Am I correct?
Beautiful. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So coming to the second fundamental principle, which is core strengthening. What can we do to attain that?
So as I said, now what is core, right? So core is the muscles that supply and strengthen, that support and strengthen the spine.
Is the core which a lot of these bodybuilders speak about? Is it the same thing?
Yes, rather than bodybuilders are more interested in building their body. So basically, the fitness enthusiasts, they talk about more. When you talk about your six pack abs and all those things, so that is core strengthening. So again, coming to the point, that's what supports the spine forms the core for the spine, right? So your abs, right? Your front muscles, abdominal muscles, then your back muscles from top, the trapezius, shoulder muscles to the back, and your hip muscles, right? They're called the glutes. So these are the actual three group of muscles which form the core and which are supposed to be maintained in a strong and healthy way to have a healthy spine. So how do we strengthen? One very, very, very wonderful exercise that if I have to suggest to any spine patient will be squats. See, there is a point that, squatting should not be done when there is a spine issue, right? There is always this point that, many patients ask, and I've seen many doctors, we also tell that, you should avoid squatting or sitting down as much as possible, right? But I'm not talking about squatting when there is a spine issue or when there is pain in the back. No, that's not the thing that I'm talking about here. I'm talking about squats as an exercise to strengthen your core, right? Because when you do squats, it automatically strengthens your glutes, that is your pelvic muscles, your abdominal muscles, your back muscles. All these are put into action and strengthened by one simple exercise called squats. And also your lower segment gets strengthened. The thighs, the bulk of the thighs are a very essential part to support your spine. So squats is a beautiful exercise. Other than that, you can always do planks, so pilates, and then crunches. So crunches again is we always try to avoid saying I being a spine surgeon, I would always, unless you are having a trainer, I would definitely not say do crunches or back bends and all those things. There's something called isometric or isotonic exercises. I would always suggest something called isometric exercises. Keep the muscles in constant tension at the same level. Of course, squats is not an isometric exercise, but it's a very good exercise. But otherwise, Pilates and planks are very good exercises to strengthen your core. Of course, jogging, running also is a very good exercise for your core and your lower segment.
Just a bit of an opinion about horse riding, sir. I go horse riding, and my trainer tells me that it helps your core.
Horse riding?
Yes.
Horse riding is always a difficult, it's a totally different ball game. See, can you impromptu go and ride a horse?
No.
You cannot. You need to train riding on a horse, right? Horse riding is possibly, yes, because if you've seen many times when people are riding a horse, I don't know what they're called, you support your feet in those things, So you stand on the horse most of the time rather than sit on the horse.
Yes,
because when you sit on the horse, it keeps hitting you, you keep jumping up and down. So when you're riding a horse, you sit in the middle sometimes and most of the times you are standing up.
Yes, sir.
That actually strengthens your core.
Yes, sir.
But I would not suggest my patients to go for horse riding.
Yes, sir.
But if your trainer has said so, fine. But no, because horse riding actually puts a good amount of strain on your spine and back.
So how do we prevent stress on your core and your spine, sir?
So it again mounts to your postures and what care or precautions you take while you're working, standing, whatever it is, when it comes to your spine curves, Spine, the one beauty of this thing is the word spine starts with S, English word spine, and God has given the beautiful curve of spine in the S-shaped form.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So just respect that, respect the curvature of your spine, respect your core, and maintain proper postures. That's all it is to prevent your strain to the spine.
Okay, sir.
So obviously now it depends on what kind of work you do. As we were discussing previously, your age, your sex, like male or female, and then the profession of work that you do, all these things matter to your spine, right? So for example, kids, how they are supposed to, say, school-going kids, how they are supposed to handle their spine, right? And then laborers, daily laborers working for wages, hard workers, how are they going to take care of this?
Can carrying a heavy school bag affect the spine, sir?
Definitely, that's what I was
I've seen a lot of advertisements on the metro trains. I travel metro every day.
Yeah.
So where they advise people to carry the bag in front rather than the back. Can that help?
See, it's about the distribution of weight.
Yes, sir.
It's always about the distribution of weight around your spine, right? So it's not just in the front. You can always have the bag at the back also. But the point is how much weight you carry, right? You have to carry only the amount of weight that your spine can take or your body can
How do I
bear.
know it?
Exactly. So see, the natural mechanism or tendency of your body is to lean. If you have seen, if you are lifting or bearing heavy weight, you tend to lean, right? So when you're bearing heavy weight, automatically you tend to lean. So if you're leaning, that means you're bearing weight. So the amount of weight that your spine can carry without leaning and carrying straight, standing straight, that's it. So that can vary from individual to individual, right? So for example, a 7-year-old or 8-year-old kid, different kids will have different load bearing capacities on their spine, right? So that has the kid or the parents will decide. But the only thing is slouching has to be avoided. So when you're carrying a bag, if you're bending, then your spine is already carrying more weight. So you carry your bag on your shoulders and your spine is straight, good enough. And if you have to do that, again, the straps of the bag, you keep them too uptight, it's going to take the weight on your spine. If it is too loose, again it will be on your shoulders. So how you tighten your straps of a bag also decides how much load your spine is going to take on your spine, right? So these are by trial and error and practice, and the kids and the parents have to take care of these things. Overweight should always be avoided. Too tight or too loose straps on the bag have to be avoided, right? So always the funda, coming back to it, maintain the spine straight. Keep your posture straight, right?
Yes, sir.
For school going kids, so for example, if you have to talk about laborers, right? So someone is lifting weight, not just about laborers. If even at home, if you are planning to lift weights, so there is a technique that you have to lift weights. Okay, always one thing that I say when I'm dealing with spine patients is don't bend like this. Okay, so for example, like this is your back, this is your hip, this is your back, these are your legs. So bending like this is always going to be taking strain on your back. So rather squat, okay? So keep your back straight or slightly bend your back. When you're squatting, slightly bend your back. Let the hips take the strain, not your back. See, you should not bend like this. Your back should not take the strain. Your pelvic muscles, the glutes should take the strain, not the back, because one of the strongest muscle in the body is the glutes. So if the glutes take the strain, the spine will take lesser strain. So that's why I was telling you some time back, squats are very good exercises.
Yes.
So when you're taking weight, when you're lifting weight, squat. Bend down in a squatting position, carry the weight, always carry the weight closer to your body, hold it like this, closer to your body, between your elbows and your lower mid part of the chest and abdomen. Hold it closer to your body and then stand up. So you do like this, many times. I'll tell you what, many patients of mine come saying, sir, I lifted a cylinder and then I got backache. Very, very common presentation because it is unequal load bearing by the spine.
On the same lines, I want to share an experience with you. My paternal uncle, he was my father's younger brother. He came home from work and his daughter came to hug him. And he lifted her. I was not there to see what actually happened. But the moment he lifted her and he put her on her shoulder, he developed a severe back pain.
To tell you that,
So,
I am a spine surgeon.
Yes, sir.
Right? Yes, that's one of the important reasons.
Yes, sir.
So me being a spine surgeon, I have a 70-year-old mother. Okay. So my kids, obviously kids, your small kids, your parents want to pamper them, take them in. So as you said. So because I'm a spine surgeon, I have trained people at my house. So my mother, very clear instructions, you will not bend down to lift the kid. So how does my mother lift the kids? Kids have been trained since the age of 1.5 years. If your grandmother has to lift you up, take a stool, You'll not believe this they do. Okay, take a stool, go to your grandmother, stand there. From there, she will lift you up. I'm telling you, this happens. Even today, if my kids have to get a hug from their grandmother, they go closer to her, they stand up on a stool or a sofa or whatever, give her a hug and come back. She will not bend.
Yes, sir.
That doesn't mean that she will never bend. Point is, when you're bearing weight, you should avoid unnecessary bend.
Yes, sir.
So, because I'm a spine surgeon, I make sure that these things are inculcated in day-to-day habits, practices by most of my family members.
Yes,
but many people miss out on these.
These things,
So again, I just said, so lifting a cylinder again. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So when you lift a cylinder like this, on one side, you're lifting almost 18 kilos from one side. So your back is going to take a strain on that.
Yes, sir.
So rather, frankly, I would say don't lift a cylinder. So you have the wheels, to move a cylinder, just put it on that and move it. That's it.
Yes.
So this is a very important aspect, how you lift weights.
Yes, sir.
So how you carry on when you are lifting weights or doing heavy work also matters. And the amount of weight that you carry, right? So one unfortunate fact is many times laborers come to us, right? They carry gunny bags with heavy loads on their back. You see, that is the kind of lifestyle that they have.
Yes.
But not advisable. Not advisable. Now, how can we say you cannot do that? That is their lifestyle. But not good for health. Not good for spine health. And many people, laborers, come to us with spine issues because they cannot avoid that on a day-to-day basis. And that is wrong. What they do on a day-to-day basis for their lifestyle is wrong. But how can we avoid that?
And just another question. Can lifting weight in the wrong way from a young age, like for example, you spoke about this laborer who carries gunny sacks on his back and he leans forward. Can that change the curvature of the spine?
Definitely.
Oh, as the spine matures into the older age group.
Yes, it does. And that is why spine takes a toll.
Okay, sir.
You know what? So most of the common population coming to us, one of the common population, not most of the one of the common population coming to the spine clinic will be daily laborers, farmers. In India, in farming, we are still following older techniques. So for sowing seeds, you bend down. For cutting, you bend down. For everything, and it's a constant bending. It's not just few seconds or brief duration. So every time, for the farmers actually come with significant spine issues. Many times farmers come to our clinical practice and laborers, daily laborers. These are the class of patients that routinely come because their spine is constantly abused.
Yes, sir.
And again, as I said, software people. So nowadays, with this boom in software people, because their postures are not proper.
Yes.
And primarily software people are coming with neck issues, not the back issues.
Back issues, yes. So speaking of constant sitting, I think we should speak about the drivers as well.
Definitely.
They're constantly sitting, and some of them with very poor. If you have traveled by any of the buses, their seating is very poor.
Yes.
And they also keep using their legs for the various controls there. So, what advice you would want to give them?
Yes. So now, if you've seen many of the long distance bus drivers, they are actually pretty intelligent. Okay, so they keep a cushion under their, when they are sitting on the chair, they keep a cushion, and also they keep a small pillow or something at the back. So, but then whatever said and done, long distance driving is always, it takes a toll on your spine. There's no doubt about that.
Yes, sir.
But again, maintaining the posture is very important. As I was saying, the other sometime back.
Yes, sir.
So how do you sit? Sit towards the back of your chair, give some back rest, and then keep at the leg positioning. But one thing they cannot avoid is constantly using the clutches and brakes. That again, constantly you're using your pelvic muscles and like your hips, your legs. So that is going to put some pressure on the spine, particularly when you are talking about the buses,
Yes, sir.
They are diesel vehicles, heavy geared vehicles.
Yes, sir.
It is very
So,
tough.
however new, however well made the bus is, this problem will arise.
This will be arising because the gear transition is not so smooth. They have to constantly press the clutch, and that. And actually speaking, many times as I was saying, farmers, daily laborers, drivers also come to us routinely. Other than software people, farmers and daily laborers, drivers also constitute an important chunk of population coming with spine issues. Actually, they come with more with low back issues, obviously, because they're constantly using their legs, right, and long distance standing. Sitting. So that is why, again,
And added to that, most of them will be overweight.
Because they are sitting. Sedentary lifestyle, actually. Yes, you brought out a very nice concept, actually. sedentary lifestyle, whenever prolonged sitting works, you definitely tend to put on weight around your lower part of the body, I mean, like around your tummy, your glutes, and that is one very important negative factor, for spine. So when you put on weight, to bear the weight of your tummy, spine has to bend forward. When this part of the spine bends forward, this part of the spine bends backwards to compensate. So over
The S is gone.
yeah,
Yes,
the S is gone.
Yes.
It becomes more of a C.
C, yes,
So, sorry, this doesn't go forward. This actually goes front. The neck also goes front. So it becomes a C like this, rather than the S shape. Gradually, with overweight, it becomes a C like this. So your back is also going to have an issue. Your neck is also going to have an issue when you put on weight around your lower segment, that is around your tummy and your pelvic, the glutes region. So sedentary lifestyle, you should always make sure your diet is under control and you have proper core strengthening and proper stretches. So I cannot stop overemphasizing on core strengthening, constantly moving around, give breaks, and don't continue in the same posture for a long time. So again, if you have to go back to the core principles, what we were discussing, so for proper spine health, keep your core strong, right? Give proper postures to your spine, maintain the proper postures that we have been discussing all through, and avoid excess training of your muscles, which can be prolonged postures in the sitting or standing in the same posture.
Wrong posture, yes.
Same posture. Even if you're sitting in a good posture, even if you're standing in a good posture, prolonged standing or sitting in a good posture is also going to be traumatic or taking a toll on your spine. So even if you're sitting in a good posture, even if you're standing in a good posture, don't do it for long. Take a break. Move around. Give some stretches to your body. So for example, drivers also, so they are driving for long distance, take a break. That's why they keep taking breaks,
Yes, sir.
Take breaks, go around, stretch, do some movements. So this is a very essential part, right? So other than maintaining postures, it's about maintaining your, avoiding constant strain in any single posture, and mobile. Keep yourself mobile and give some stretches to your spine. Other than strengthening your core. So these are the principles for strong spine.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Ananth, sir. It was a pleasure interviewing you.
Thank you very much.